Hello everyone, welcome to Savi channel, Savi the Institute of Technology. Today we'll take out a new module called Module 3 with digital engine control systems. So in the previous module we have saw all type of actuators and sensors, how will be connected with controllers and how it will be useful for the vehicle, right? So in this module we are going to deal with a digital engine control system where here the microcontroller how starts to control all the devices. It may be in the open loop or it may be in the closed loop, and also will see some of the EGR sensors also interface with the controllers. Okay, the basically in coming to the introduction part here, the combustion of gasoline in an engine result in exhaust gas. We know that in the final stage of engine system, what happens, the unwanted burn, the gases whatever it is there, it will be outletted through your engine outlet. Okay, which will be has to be put up outside of the vehicle. So to do that, here what we are considering is combustion of a gasoline in an engine result in exhaust gases, including these gases include CO2, H2O and H2O, CO, oxide of nitrogen and various hydrocarbons, so which is harmful to the environment also. To control these things, government has given a regulation. Basically what happens whenever if you see in the vehicle travel, okay, we used to do a emission test. So certain parameters like your CO2, H2O, CO and oxides of nitrogen and hydrocarbons, we used to have a parameters, and that has to be have a threshold. Within the threshold only the engine system has to manage, otherwise it will be problem for the environment. So this is been regulated by the government. Okay, and coming to the third point, engine using mechanical, hydraulic or pneumatic control cannot meet the government regulations. As we saw in the previous module that we are dealing with the sensors, actuators, everything, which will not impact on the exhaust gases. To do these things in the vehicle system, we are going to implement an electronic engine control system. Okay, so in this module we deal with all topics with the engine control systems. Okay, what is the role of electronic systems in controlling of the above parameter? The use of digital electronic control has enabled automakers to meet the government regulation by controlling the system accurately. Okay, so as I told you in the previous slide, so we have to maintain a like CO2 and your H2O, CO and oxide of nitrogens, everything in a proper way. To control these things, we are using a controller systems. A dropping cost of microprocessor and various very large scale integrated circuit, in short form VLSI, have made electronic engine control and increasingly or attractive for the automobile manufacturers. As we know that number of users in a microprocessor or a microcontroller or a VLSI circuits, which made the industry people of automobiles to use these ICs to control the parameters, different parameters. Okay, then coming to next slide, the concept of an electronic engine control system. What is the concept they have used? Okay, in order to understand the electronic engine control, it is necessary to understand some of the fundamentals. Okay, before designing any of the control system, we have to understand the parameters of engines first. Okay, how it operate, what are the inputs for that, what are the outputs for that, and what are all the sensors has to be connected. So such way we have to understand the concept of engine, then we have to produce a control system for that. So any driver understand that throttle plate is directly related to the power, because as we know that the power of engine system or speed of engine system completely depend on the throttle. Okay, so this parameter also we have to keep in mind. It does this by controlling the airflow into the engine system. So whenever the a driver depresses the throttle, okay, so a inletting of air and a fuel into the engine system can be controlled through the electronic control systems. The engine is an air pump such that any RPM, the mass airflow rate of air into the engine, varies directly with the throttle plate angular position. Okay, so here throttle plate is plays a vital role in controlling of air into the engine system. Okay, so indirectly we also calculating the RPM. So this is the slide which I have explained, like depresses the throttle, what happens. The role of fuel control is to regulate the fuel that is mixed with the air. Okay. The next role is that the role of a fuel control system is to regulate the fuel to be mixed with the air so that it can increase the proportion of the airflow. So in a mathematical way, we can give in a mathematical way, we can give uh, PB equals KMA. So let's see what is that PB KMA. Okay, PB is nothing but power from engine. Okay, PB is nothing but your power from engine, and it is have a unit of HP or a kW. Okay, horsepower or kilowatts. MA, mass airflow rate. Okay, mass airflow rate, kg per hour or lb per hour, and k is a constant regulating the airflow. Okay, so this is the very important parameter while designing a control system we have to consider. So basically you can see in this diagram this particular line, if what you are seeing is nothing but a throttle plate. Okay, so this is the angle which is made. Okay, whenever the driver depresses this particular throttle plate, what happens, the inlet airflow will be going in this direction into the engine intake system, that is it will go into the inlet of a engine system. So this has to be controlled, this has to be controlled. So directly or indirectly we are also calculating the RPM. Okay, so basically according to the government what you call the regulations, these things can be done with a simple block diagram, as we can take sensors. The first block will be sensors, electronic control unit, actuators, engine. Okay, the engine output will be in a two form, one is power and then is exhaust. Okay, once again I'll repeat, this is a simple flow diagram of a control systems, okay, in an engine or in a vehicle. Okay, so basically it starts with the input. So here in different types of sensors are used as an input. Based on the input, the engine control system will make a decision to control the engine through the actuators. Okay, and ultimately the end result will be output in the form of two, one is power of an engine and a exhaust. Okay, so in the previous module we already studied what is sensors means, what is actuators means. So in this module we completely deals with the electronic controls unit. Okay, so next part is next topic is engine functions under control. Okay, in the previous slide we have saw the general block diagram. So here in this particular topic we will see how depth of this control system work. Okay, so first we will see what are all the blocks are, then its functionality. So basically the input always starts from a throttle plate. Okay, So here you can see throttle plate that is given for a MAF sensor, mass airflow sensor. That input is given to your engine control system. So based on your mass airflow, okay, and the input of your engine control system will go to the fuel metering, okay, which is in turn controlling your fuel injection system, okay. So both air and fuel will go to the engine of a vehicle, okay. So based on the input of your control system, okay, based on the input of your control system, the ignition will start to spark according to the cycle, which already we have saw in the first module, okay. So once it is engine is operating, okay, as I told you, it will give the output in the form of power, okay, and exhaust. So power will come in this direction, okay. The exhaust, unwanted burn things, it will come around in the particular this direction, that is called as a exhaust, okay. So in the exhaust we can see two things, one is EGO, okay, exhaust gas oxygen, and EGR valve, okay. So based on these two, so EGO will give a once again feedback to the control system to make a decision that what is the unwanted burn things are there and how to control, okay. Even EGR also, it will give a feedback to the this particular system where we can control the throttle plate, okay. So and output of exhaust will be converted according to the requirement of environment. So catalyst converter is being used, and the ultimate output is exhaust emission, okay. So you can see here engine starts sensors, okay. So these are all the inputs for your engine control systems. So basically engine control system is made up of a advanced microprocessor or a microcontroller. So based on these parameters, the whole engine functions and the control systems will start to work, okay. So maybe in VTU question paper they may ask you explain about an engine function and control system. You are supposed to write this block diagram and you have to explain each and every parameter on this, okay. I hope you have understood this engine function and control systems, okay. The overall engine function that are subjected to electronic engine controls are, what are the parameters are, like air/fuel ratio, spark control system, and exhaust gas recirculations. So these are all the parameters we are considering, like your air fuel ratio, spark control, and exhaust gas recirculation. Next topic is general definitions or terms which we are using with dealing with the control systems, okay. Let's see, like first topic is parameters here. The first definition for that is a parameter is a numerical value of some engine dimension that is fixed by the design, okay. So the first definition is the parameter is a numerical value of an engine dimension that is fixed by the design. So engine system varies based on the different manufacturers or a vehicle, so that we have to keep in mind. Designs parameters are basically what are the design parameters are. So design parameters such as engine size, compression ratio, and so forth are fixed, okay. So keep in mind design parameters such as engine size, as I told you, it varies based on your vehicle, it varies based on your manufacturer also. For trucks it will be different engine system, mid-level vehicles will be having a different engine system, and low-level vehicles will be having a different engine sizes, okay, and compression ratio and so forth as are fixed. Yeah. Next part is a variable, okay. So what is variable? Variable is a quantity that changes or may be changed as the engine operates. Okay, so these are the variables which is varies based on the engine working or a condition. Okay, some of the engine variables are mass airflow. It will be vary as we have discussed in the previous topics. Fuel flow control rate, that also it depends on the situation, and spark timing, power, intake manifold, pressure. So these are the different variables or parameters which we are comes under your variables. Okay. Yeah. Input to your control systems are like, what are the maybe what type of input or variables you are going to give it to the control systems are TPS in short form, throttle pace sensor, MAF, mass airflow rate, CT, that is coolant temperature or engine temperature. Next one is engine speed, RPM, and angular position to calculate your speed of engine system or a vehicle. Exhaust gas recirculation, that is called as EGR, which we have saw in the block diagram also. What is exhaust gas recirculation? Okay, and the last one is exhaust gas oxygen concentration. So these are all the different variables or parameters are very important for the engine control unit. Okay, so based on that above topics, they have put up in the form of major control of input engine system. Input side, what are all the parameters we are considering? Okay, so maybe in the exam they may ask you in a major controllers input from engine system, major control output from an engine system. So both are there. So what are all the things are MAF? Already we have saw what is that, mass airflow, fuel metering, TPS, what is TPS means total plate sensor. Okay, CT, engine coolant or coolant temperature, and engine system RPM, rotation per minute. Okay, that is the input for this one. Okay, and EGO, exhaust gas oxygen, and that is also input for your control system, and EGR, exhaust gas recirculation or re-input to the engine system. So these are all the things which we are considering a major parameters for engine control system with the inputs. So just we have put up in the form of block diagram. So coming to the output, as I told you, there will be two classification. One is input to the engine system, and other one is output to the engine system. So here we are considering outputs from the controllers are fuel metering control, ignition control, ignition timing, exhaust gas recirculation control unit. So as we know that fuel metering, so you can see the direction of a flow, it is coming to the output unit. Okay, so from the controller it is given for the fuel metering. From the controller we are giving the ignition system, which controls your spark plug, force spark plug, and it is given to the engine system, and the output is given for the control of valve called EGR. Okay, exhaust gas recirculation, and obviously the output will be exhaust and power. Okay, so please see the question properly to answer in your VT question paper. Okay, so that is only we have explained, and this is a small experiment which is a dynamometer which calculates the speed of your vehicle or engine system. Okay, so dynamo we have saw in the most of the applications. Coming to the next topic, very important, most of the VT question paper they have repeated this one. Definition of engine performance terms. Okay, definitions of engine performance term. What the first one is power. Power is a measurement of engine's ability to perform useful work. Okay, so as we know that power means is a strength, strength generally if you speak. Okay, so it is like helpful for the engine ability to perform useful work. Okay, brake power, which is measured with an engine dynamometer, is actually actual power developed by the engine minus loss due to the internal frictions. Okay, and power delivered by the engine to the dynamometer is called as a brake power and is denoted by PB. That also we have saw in the previous slides. Okay, and brake power of an engine is always less than, okay, the brake power of an engine is always less than the total amount of power that is actually developed by the engine system. Okay, and the next parameter is this developed power is called indicated power, that is represented by Pi. Okay, that is represented by Pi. So overall, if you take it, we can put it in the a simple expression like a PB is equal to or equals to Pi minus friction and other losses. Okay, so as we know that PB is a power brake which is can be calculated at Pi minus, okay, friction or other losses is being generated. So this is also very important. Okay, coming to the next definition, a BSFC, okay, brake specific fuel consumption. So BSFC is a measure of an engine's fuel economy. Okay, BSFC is a measurement of an engine's fuel economy. It is the ratio of fuel flow to the brake power output. Okay, it is a ratio of fuel flow to the brake power output of an engine system, measured while engine delivers power to the dynamometer. Okay, RF, PB. PB also we have saw in the previous slides. Okay, RF means fuel flow rate. Okay, so it can be given as BSFC equals RF by PB. Okay. So unit of BSFC will be or LBR, hour or horsepower. The next one is torque. Next definition is torque. Torque is the twisting force of an engine's crankshaft by the cylinder pressure pushing on the piston during the power stroke. Okay, during the power stroke, what happens? The twisting of an engine crankshaft happens by the cylinder pressure. This is the definition of your torque. Okay, and coming to the volumetric efficiency, variation in torque with RPM is control influenced by the volumetric efficiency or breathing efficiency. Okay, once again I will repeat, the variation in a torque with RPM is considered as a volumetric efficiency. Okay, this can be described by the engine function as what are the parameters are airflow, okay, air pump, drawing air and fuel in a various cylinders. So based on that we are going to have a definition for volumetric efficiency. The next part is next definition is thermal efficiency. The thermal efficiency expresses the mechanical energy that is delivered to the vehicle. Okay, thermal efficiency expresses the mechanical energy that is delivered to the vehicle relative to the engine content of the fuel. Okay, that is the definition for your thermal efficiency. Next one is calibration. Okay, setting of air fuel ratio. Okay, calibration means setting of air fuel ratio and the ignition timing for an engine system is nothing but a calibration. Okay, so these are all the things about a definition. And engine mapping. Mapping means we have to modify according to our requirement or vehicle working condition. That is nothing but mapping. You are mapping your engine system for certain parameters. So what is that? Engine mapping is a process. Okay, listen properly. Engine mapping is a process by which measures are made of important variables, engine variables, while the engine is operated. During the operation of an engine system, certain variable has to be measured throughout by speed or a load range. Okay, So based on that effect of air fuel ratio on a performance, we can give an equation in the form of, as already we have saw, BSHC. Okay, here BSHC, brake specific HC concentration equals RHC divided by PB, brake power. Okay, and BSCO, brake specific CO concentration. Okay, RCO divided by PB. These are all the parameters are very important. And the next parameter is a brake specific NOx concentration, RNOx divided by PB. So based on this stenometric mixture, okay, these parameters are measured. Okay, stoichiometric is a sufficiently important that the fuel and air mixture is often represented by the ratio called equivalence ratio. Okay, so based on this meter, we are going to calculate all these above parameters, so that it will be very helpful for the calculation. Okay, so based on that, there will be a ratio they have given. What is that? 14.7 ratio 1. Okay, 14.7 ratio 1. These are all the parameters which we are going to have a measurement. So this is the main important point. So based on this above parameters, we are going to calculate the lambda. So lambda equals air/fuel divided by air fuel stoichiometric measurement. So these are all the graphs for that particular diagram. Okay, I hope you have understood. In the coming class, some more topics we will take, and I will explain the effect of spark timing on a performance. Thanks for listening. Thank you very much.